Hi there, I'm Alfa and this is ThirdFloorTwoKobo's Why You Should Watch. Today's film, Kathryn Bigelow's A House of Dynamite. Imagine this. A missile appears on radar. No one knows who launched it. No villain, no certainty, just decisions and a clock. The director, Kathryn Bigelow, takes that moment and stretches it across three perspectives. Three short films, if you will. Not to sow discord, not to revel in chaos, but to show who people are, what they do under pressure. The same events from three different perspectives, different rooms, different characters. I like the sense of urgency with which the characterization is done. There's a sense of urgency. You immediately care about the characters, and it's done with dialogue primarily, and also illustrative dialogue and certain key gestures too as well, and placements of object. I don't know if that's mise en scene. I might be using that term wrongly. I need to go and brush up on but yeah, it's literally the same event told from three different perspectives. There's not much spectacle. It's not Independence Day. It's not even Top Gun per se, even though there are fighter jets, but it's not Top Gun. It's more about responsibility. It's more about technocrats and charismatic leaders, and the tension that exists between them in a bureaucracy contingent upon responsibility largely. It's a slow burner. It's there's a lot of jargon, there's a lot of nerd jacking, a lot of terms. ICBM, at least I know ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. I know ICBM, EKVs, GBI, just a lot of nerd jacking. But I think because of how confounding a lot of the terms are, we're put in the position of the characters who are perhaps equally as confused, or at the very least, if they are familiar with those terms, they are, due to the severity of what's going on, quite flabbergasted at all times throughout the film. So the nerdjacking doesn't work against it. If you've watched Succession, that's kind of like what you're going to get in terms of like cinematography and camera work, camera operation. Yeah. Right. So quick film facts. It was directed by Kathryn Bigelow. It's written by Noah Oppenheim. Stars Idris Elba and Rebecca Ferguson. Rebecca Ferguson from Dune. Idris Elba from Innumerable. At least for me, he's a bigger star in my orbit than she is. With all due respect, I loved her in Dune. I think she was fantastic as Paul Atreides is Delisa Al-Kaib, Muad'Dib's mother. Music by Volker Bertelmann. Cinematography by Barry Ackroyd. Editing by Kirk Baxter. It's currently streaming on Netflix. And as of today, as of recording today, October 29th, 2025, it is the number one film in Nigeria on Netflix. And in case you're wondering, no suspense here. It gets a thumbs up from me. Thumbs up. It's a good film. Rebecca Ferguson is really, really good in this. I really, really enjoyed her performance. I keep calling her Lisan Al-Kaib's mother because that's where I know her from, Dune. I'm sure I've seen her in something else, to be honest, but she's really, really good in this. She's a very, very good actor. She's open at home, calm at home, controlled at work, and then just seeing her slip, she's the person that is in charge of regulating the emotions and to a large extent like behaviors of her subordinates, and watching her in a sense slowly start to watching her masks start to slip as the tension rises is very, very good. It's very, very good stuff. Yeah, Idris, big Idris. Nah, that man is a Renaissance man. It's very hard to be quite critical. Maybe it's because of my own personal relationship. I don't know. Maybe tell me in the comments. But his accent kind of took me out of it. I could just hear that British accent. I don't know what kind of American accent he was using. I'm not one to talk about accents because I'm still trying to figure out what accent I have. But let's just allow that. But yeah, like with Big Drish, Mr. Elba, Ghana man. Yeah, his accent was just, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But his accent was, it kind of like ruined the suspension of disbelief. But he did he played the overwhelmed leader to perfection. Like he was the perfect audience insert in the sense that none of us would know what to do in a situation like that. I mean, like the stakes are biblical. Yeah, and he did it in such a way that it didn't degenerate into melodrama. It wasn't overacting. You know, he leaned heavily as any man would in that time, or any man that has gone that far, I would imagine, on his partner, for clarity. And there was a line that was said at the beginning of the film about
A few moments later.
yes, about superiors needing clear information. There's this sort of like divide between leaders and technocrats, so to speak, charismatic leaders and technocrats, like the people at the head. Funny enough, I've been listening to Yuval Noah Harari's Nexus, and he talks about that. He touches on that a little bit about how the people that build the atom bombs are like logically congruent with reality, but the leaders might not necessarily flow on that pathway or on that pattern, but they have a different skill set. They know how to lie. They know how to tell powerful lies, powerful fiction, which is actually, according to Yuval, our key, our USP, our superpower is our ability to create fiction that allows us and enables us to collaborate on hitherto unseen scales. So yeah, I mean, I suppose on some level, the leaders, the charismatic leaders, are in charge of maintaining that fiction, whereas the technocrats are more so in the weeds. And at the end of the day, who gets to be, a designated evacuee? It's often it's often the charismatic leaders, not the technocrats. So I don't know. It's interesting commentary on the state of our world and the way we choose to organize systems and institutions. Yeah, fascinating stuff. But yeah, I thought his performance was good. The accent kind of threw me off a bit, but yeah, Rebecca Ferguson was amazing. Just bloody amazing. Like little stuff, great acting, fantastic acting, really, really good stuff. To be quite frank, there's a lot of stuff going on, but like I said earlier, essentially, you won't feel lost because on some level the characters are lost. So that you're just thrown into this world where people are technocrats and they know They know what these things mean, and you on some level, because they know, you just take it for granted that it's what they say it is, and it doesn't complicate the story. It makes the world feel lived in. It makes the world feel real. There were military consultants. A lot of the stuff was well researched. But yeah, I mean, Kathryn Bigelow is no stranger to this type of stuff. I mean, Zero Dark 30, Hurt Locker, a lot of her films are usually well researched, very dense, and that's what you get. That's what you get here too as well. You get a fully fleshed out world, and it's not about who fired what missile. You don't even know at any point. There's so many points in time where they think it's North Korea, Moscow, China. Those are the main suspects though. But it's not about that. It's about a system that has been built. The system of mutually assured destruction. I think, long story short, without pseudo-intellectually waxing philosophical about things that I don't necessarily understand in depth, and at the risk of running errors, the multipolarity of power in the world that we live in now has heightened that. It has heightened that because there isn't any longer one singular 800-pound gorilla in the zoo. If you like Oppenheimer for its themes of we created something we can't control, and 12 Angry Men for its contained tension in a single room, also Succession to backroom talks and conversation, quippy dialogue back and forth, then I think you'll enjoy this. A few notes, perhaps drawbacks, if you will, because we are running through similar story beats. Maybe not necessarily plot, but definitely story beats are being repeated. There is a bit of a loss of momentum towards the third chapter, short film, if you will. And because there's no clear, some people just like a clear antagonist. Some people might not like it because of that. But the director, Kathryn Bigelow, she's not really interested in villains. She's not interested in good guy, bad guy. She's more interested in systems. She's more interested in bureaucracy and people under pressure within those bureaucracies, revealing perhaps their true natures, like a father's love for his child, a mother's love for her child. So it's less about villains, good guys, protagonists. I think, who's the enemy in this? The enemy is all of us, because at the end of the day, in a system of mutually assured destruction, you are relying on the goodwill of, at best, your sworn competitor, your rival, and at worst, your deadliest enemy. That's what mutually assured destruction is contingent upon on some level, because anything can happen. I think they said there was a time when the Soviets mistook a flock of birds for a nuclear warhead or something like that. I'm not sure about the specifics of that, but yeah, it's we live in a dangerous world. Every day above ground and alive is a blessing. So just thank your lucky stars. I think a film like this, should, the whole idea, even though it's targeted for an American audience, I think it's I mean, as clearly it's number one in Nigeria right now. Even though Nigerians, we're professional oversabis, so what that means is that, if you don't know, is that we're curious, especially about America, because America puts a lot of its stuff out there. So but yeah, it's about humans under pressure, not good guy, bad guy. It's about systems that we've built and their inherent flaws. It's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. If you're curious about the way the world works, it's definitely probably worth your time. Right, so for grounded tension, strong performances, human storytelling, it gets a thumbs up, which is my version of it's worth your time. Yeah, you should see it if you can. Stream it. I think it might be. It's number one for a reason, and it's very rarely that the films that I'm interested in, let me put it that way, are number one on Netflix in Nigeria. So I'm happy people are enjoying it. So I said, let me just, give my 2 kobo on it. Right, I'm Alfa. This has been Third Floor 2Kobo's Why You Should Watch. And just before I leave, I would like to know, if you were in one of those rooms, what would you do? How would you react? Especially if you were the president. What would your decision be? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, thank you for watching it if you've made it this far. I really, really intend to get better at this. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. I'm trying not to do too much rating because, yeah, I'd rather be a man in the arena than a spectator. But hey, we have to start somewhere, and this is fun. It's also an art of discipline too as well, because I'm the one that's coming up with the script. I'm the one filming. I'm the one that's going to edit. It's literally a one-man army over here for now. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.